Have you ever wondered what it's like to be part of an Instagram art community? I joined in hoping to find a group of like-minded creatives, collaboration opportunities, and maybe even a little exposure on Instagram. But what I found was a unique blend of learning, connection, and some unexpected kind of challenges along the way. From tagging fellow artists to sharing the same reference photos, it was an inspiring and eye-opening experience. But was it truly the key to artistic growth, or just another distraction from my personal art journey? Let's explore what it was like to be part of these Instagram art communities and whether it's the right fit for you. Hey everyone, this is Miwa and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about my creative process, art experiments, and the intersection of art with personal growth and motherhood. If you're interested in learning how to develop your own creative voice, connect through art, and follow the art journey of a working artist, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Have you ever thought about joining an art community on Instagram? Back in June 2023, I gave it a try. I had just joined Cavannaugh's Patreon, which was an incredible experience in itself. I'll link that video at the end. And around the same time, my friend Eileen introduced me to a small artist group on Instagram. I was already loving the connections I made during Agnes Cecile's workshop, so I thought this would be another great way to be a part of a creative circle. This Instagram community was all about collaborating on portraits. Once a month, we'd vote on a reference photo and then paint our interpretations of it. My first collaboration was of a Native American girl, this photo, and I had to tag every artist in the group. It was a fun way to get connected with other artists and learn more about Instagram's tagging feature. When you go to the tagged section of your account, you see all the artwork from the group, like so. So here I have my artwork, and then these are all the other people that I have tagged in my post, and they have tagged me as well, so they show up in my tagged section. It was exciting to see how differently each artist approached the same reference photo. Every painting had its own vibe, style, and emotion. It really opened my eyes to how unique everyone's creative process can be. And what I learned was that the community took it very seriously that the reference photo had to be sourced from approved platforms like Unsplash or Pixabay to ensure it was allowed to be used for painting. So I typically don't do this. I often just go on Pinterest and search like a reference photo, which I know is not a good practice. But when I'm practicing, I just want to pick something I truly love, and it's the easiest way for me to reach out to use. But this gave us a peace of mind knowing the images are cleared for artistic interpretation, so we don't get into any trouble within posting in the art community. Tagging other artists on Instagram was something I had never done before, and it was interesting to see how much visibility it could create compared to my other posts. I could view everyone's take on the portrait just by going to the tag section, which felt like a permanent gallery of our collaboration. It's definitely a fun way to grow your network and be part of something bigger. The second collaboration was a portrait of a girl with flowers on her head. So I sketched the piece and then I painted, and at the first or I think second stage of the painting, I wasn't sure if it was ready, like if I was completed or not, like finished. So what I did was I experimented with Procreate before committing to the additional layer of painting. I copy-pasted different flower arrangements digitally that I've already done and added more layers to see if they would work visually before diving into actually painting with watercolor, because once you lay that watercolor, you can't edit it out. It's funny how even small digital tweaks can completely change your painting process and help you feel confident to move forward. I I don't always use Procreate, but in this case it helped me figure out what looked best composition-wise because I actually painted it. So it saved me so much time and I ended up really liking the result at the end. But even though I enjoyed the process, I began to question if the exposure was worth it. To be honest, I did join the community partly to see if it would help with exposure. In my head, I think I was expecting some magical formula that would get me more likes and followers, but the reality is it didn't really boost my engagement, and it made me reflect on whether chasing likes even mattered. Because at the end of the day, I think the reason why it could work for some people is because they engage with so many other artists. I've seen a lot of Instagram YouTubers saying that you need to engage with others. You need to create that engagement that the Instagram likes and the algorithm works for them, right? And to be honest, I don't prefer being on Instagram all the time, liking other people's works, commenting, that's not where I want to put my focus on. So eventually I decided to step away from these collaborations. I realized I wanted to focus more on my personal projects and really dive into Cavannaugh's Patreon community, where I was learning a ton at the time. Plus I had so many painting ideas that adding more monthly collaboration felt just overwhelming. A friend of mine shared that she avoids collaborations because she doesn't want her Instagram page to represent anyone else's work except her own. Because by tagging or being tagged, it'll show other people's works on your page, right? On your Instagram account. And I understand that perspective. It's important to curate your own artistic identity within your own account because, hey, it's like your virtual space. 4 months later, I was invited to join another collaboration, a winter theme series called #Advent in a Bottle. I decided to join because it gave me the freedom to pick my own theme for just one day, and that felt more manageable. And on top of that, I didn't have to be tagged for other artworks or other people. So I thought, okay, this kind of fits, still aligns with what I want. So I chose to paint Perchta, a winter witch from German folklore, as I was living in Munich at that time. That project turned out to be one of my favorites. Painting Perchta was so much fun. I created it mainly using 2 colors, one Perlin green and one Sugi light, which is a Daniel Smith Primotech color made from gemstones, which gave the painting a frosty, wintry feel. To this day, I really like this painting and I'm glad I took part in it. Understanding how and why collaborations can give you exposure was a valuable experience. And even though I didn't continue with Instagram collaborations long term, it also taught me a lot about myself, like what I wanted and also what I was good at and how to push my art in new directions. In the end, I love being open to these experiences, even if they weren't the right fit for me long term. If you're thinking about joining an Instagram art community, it can be a great way to meet other artists, learn from their approaches, and gain exposure. But keep in mind that you'll likely need to share the spotlight, as tagging means other artists' work will appear in your profile's tagged section. If you're okay with that and love connecting with fellow creators, I'd say go for it. However, if you're like me and you already have a clear sense of direction with your own projects, enjoy experimenting in your own way, and have other avenues for learning, whether through artist friends, online classes, books, or workshops, then you might not need a community like this to stay inspired. For me, having 2 close artist friends that I talk to regularly, attending workshops, and providing workshops, and experimenting on my own has kept me motivated and on a path I love. So thanks so much for watching. If you had experiences with Instagram art communities, let me know in the comments below. I love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to check out my video on when I became Cavannaugh's Patreon. Link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye bye.